lives at risk, the nation's capital under siege. This wasn't a group of tourists. This was an armed insurrection.
Strong words from the president 1 year after the deadly events of January 6th.
Well, he delivered his remarks from inside the Statuary Hall, which is outside the House chamber. And it's the same place where we saw the scene last year. Men and women rushing the Capitol building, fighting with police, damaging the building, and swinging a Confederate flag. A scene that never happened before, even during one of the most divisive times in America, the Civil War. Well, the mob that stormed the Capitol that day were trying to stop lawmakers from certifying Biden's election win. But the president says our democracy held and the country endured. Now,
Biden would go on to blame election lies and the former president for inciting that attack. Following his remarks, former President Trump released a statement. Trump says Biden is destroying our nation with insane policies. He says the president's speech today was political theater, all just a distraction for the fact Biden has completely and totally failed. Biden did not mention the president's name once during his speech, only referring to him as the former president.
North Carolina Governor Democrat Roy Cooper tweeting a statement today calling January 6th one of the darkest moments in U.S. history. He also says democracy was saved by the brave men and women of the U.S. Capitol Police.
In South Carolina, Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace commented on the heroics of the Capitol Police. She called Officer Eugene Goodman a hero for his actions distracting the rioters and leading them away from lawmakers. Mace, along with two Democratic lawmakers, created legislation to honor Goodman. And new at 6 tonight, 1 year after the riot at the U.S. Capitol, one North Carolina man facing felony charges faced a judge today.
Bradley Bennett is one of 16 North Carolinians charged in connection with the insurrection. Some of them have already pleaded guilty. Fox 46's Ryan Kruger tonight joins us live with a look at where those defendants stand now. Ryan?
Yeah, Alicia, 2 months ago, it actually appeared that Bradley Bennett was on his way to a plea deal. His lawyers told the judge that they were actively negotiating with prosecutors. But late last month, Bennett suddenly fired his lawyer. His case, along with several others from the Tar Heel state, remain in gridlock. 5 people died on January 6, 2021. More than 140 police officers were injured, and rioters caused $1.5 million worth of damage. In the 365 days since, the FBI has led the largest investigation in its history. More than 700 people have been arrested, including Bradley Stewart Bennett.
Freedom, baby. Tyranny ends today, January 6, 2021.
The former Mecklenburg County resident isn't charged with violence that day, but he does face a felony charge for entering the Capitol with his then-girlfriend. In court on Thursday, on the 1-year anniversary of the attack, Bennett remotely logged into court for a status conference. A trial date for him hasn't yet been set. Several other North Carolina residents are facing felony charges and could face jail time. The most recent arrest came in November of Cary resident Aiden Billiard. FBI photos show the 19-year-old shooting what they believe is bear spray at a line of Capitol Police officers. Other photos show him with a baseball bat appearing to hit the windows of the Capitol. Grayson Sherrill of Cherryville is accused of assaulting a police officer with a metal pole inside the Capitol. Legal experts expect those who assaulted police will face the harshest penalties.
I think because they attacked law enforcement, their chances of punishment are probably increased. The courts and prosecution are generally less sympathetic to, somebody coming after law enforcement.
Matthew Wood of Reedsville was one of the first protesters to breach the Capitol. And it's a family affair for Christopher Spencer of Pilot Mountain, whose wife, Virginia, has already pleaded guilty. Spencer, though, is planning to head to trial. Whether or not the suspects spend time behind bars remains to be seen.
Generally, people are going to be pro-law enforcement. So if you're sort of seen doing that, then your chances of getting punishment are much higher than, smashing windows.
And there are 2 more North Carolina residents that have found themselves in the epicenter of the FBI investigation. Both of them are alleged members of the extremist groups, the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys. Coming up tonight on Fox 46 News at 10, how newly unsealed documents say the 2 of them were part of a coordinated act of domestic terrorism. Alicia?
Ryan, thank you.